Good morning, guys. Welcome to the first Epic Card Game World Championship. I'm Rob Dougherty. Hey.
We're in Boston, Massachusetts, playing here at the World Championship for Epic Card Game. Rob Dougherty's really awesome, not collectible card game.
Good morning and welcome to Championship Monday at the Epic World Championship 2016. And how excited are you for this?
Epic World Championships is the end result of the previous series of Epic tournaments of the year of this card game that is it's not a trading card game, but it's a card game. It's a strategy game.
I've played a number of TCGs. I started playing TCGs 20 years ago. Been playing tournaments for a long time. And Epic has a lot of features that I really like, including the strategy of it, the non-collectability, meaning you buy it like a board game, you have it, you don't need to worry about chasing down those ultra mythic rare cards or whatever it is. So it's just, there's a lot of things it offers, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised with how it plays, how much I enjoy it. You know, it's something that I anticipate playing quite a bit.
I have to say, I started playing it earlier this year, at the beginning of the year. It is probably one of the best strategy card games I've played, maybe ever, which is pretty impressive because I've played a lot of games over the years, and this one, I know I'm going to be playing it for a while because it's just so good.
Well, I think the thing about Epic that most people are going to talk to is their resource system, which is just very unique. The fact that every card in Epic costs 1 gold or nothing, and that there's no mana screw or curve screw or color screw or any of those things that people have been lamenting playing card games for years. That when you look at your hand of 5 cards to start an Epic, you know, it might not be a perfect hand, but you can utilize every single card in your hand for some effect. It requires an entire kind of shift in mindset, and it's kind of a fresh approach to playing card games.
It's simple to learn, extremely tough to master, and the fact that you can just buy the cards and play it forever, I think it's an awesome thing for the game.
The large prize brings a lot of eyeballs to the game, makes people take a look at it, and frankly, when people play Epic and really take a look at it, they tend to love it, and this is an avenue for us to draw more players into the game. As we get in more revenue, we're going to turn in a very large amount of that around and give it back to the community in the form of these big tournaments, because what big tournaments do is they get top players looking at the game, designing new strategies, new decks, new ways to play, and then people watching at home can build those decks and they can try them all out. With Epic, every player can have every single card very easily, so when there's 20 different decks being played at a competitive event, that means everybody at home gets to try building these 20 different decks, playing against with a friend. It gives content for all of our casual players created by these top competitive minds. So it really expands the world of Epic.
$100,000 divided 64 ways, that's pretty good math. And it's very apparent being here that there's been this lurking community that really wanted to congeal. And this has been the first opportunity for everybody who's invested themselves in the game to come together in one place, and the fraternization and the warmth has been very apparent. Like, these guys are just super enthusiastic because they know how good a game it is, and they want other people to know, and this is their best chance to let people know.
The first 2 rounds we're doing what's called a pod draft, which is like a booster draft for Magic. We separate cards into 12 card stacks and players draft those cards. After that we're doing 2 rounds of dark draft, which is where players draft against their opponents directly. Each round they do a separate draft. That's when players take 5 cards randomly from the stack, choose 1, pass the 4 to their opponent, and then from that stack of 4 they choose 2. So they drafted 3 cards, they do that 9 more times, they have a 30 card deck. That's the first 4 rounds. After that we've got 3 rounds of constructed, which is probably going to be the fastest format, no drafting required. Players bring their own decks and they smash face.
So I think Dark Draft is my favorite. That's the one-on-one draft with one of every card in the game, and I don't think I'm alone in that. I've heard a lot of people that are just like, this is really cool, I'm going to port this into other games and see how it works there, you know. So that has been my favorite. For whatever reason, we have not seen that sort of thing in any other game. It's very unique, very cool. The cube draft is just kind of like Classic. A lot of games have a very similar format to that, so that's just like a thing that you can slide right into if you're familiar with something like Magic. And then Constructed, I'm known in other games for being like a constructed guy, so I love doing that. But Dark Draft, I think, is like even like we could just go home and I think just be hanging out with my friends and it's just like, you want to Dark Draft, and it's just like, yeah, something you can do to kill time for an hour and just have fun.
I always gravitate towards any constructed format in any game, but I mean, I also really love draft just in general. I think the cube draft, because it reminds me so much of drafting and a lot of other games I've played, where there's this communal experience. That was probably my favorite, even though constructed is kind of where my general heart is at overall. But cube I actually liked a little bit better.
We love our community, and we really want to be able to give our community something they really want to see. And with a game like Epic, you really want to provide more, especially with these players that just strive to really better themselves in their card playing. So we have something for them that's also really fun and cool for us.
Another thing we're very excited about is we are going to be bringing Epic to digital. We're going to be having a Kickstarter for Epic Digital coming up in the next month or two. We have an alpha of Epic Digital that we are going to be having available for play here today, and this could do amazing things for what we're able to do with prizes at events like this in coming years.
So they just announced that the digital version is they're working on it. They got an alpha. I think it's amazing for the growth of the game, and for me, I'm a train commuter. So I have an hour on the train each way to work and back. I'm always looking for something that's competitive, that's mobile, and asynchronous is great because I don't have constant internet connection. I go in tunnels, it goes in and out, right? Both myself and the people I prepare with, we're all excited to move our playing and practicing onto a digital platform.
After this tournament, it's like, well, this game's fun, but it's not going to be easy for me to find any play support back home in Wisconsin. Even if I want to play, I can't really. But with the app, I'll be able to play, and also I can just tell my friends. I don't need to point my friends to a store where they can go to play to get them into the game, so I can be like, hey, you should learn this game because you can play online. And then once I get them playing online, we can also play in person.
So Epic Digital is the digital version that mimics the physical Epic card game. At White Wizard Games are used to creating a digital version of our physical card games. We did it for Star Realms, which was a huge success, and we did it for Cthulhu Realms as well, and now we're looking to do the same thing for Epic card game, creating a digital version so that people who love Epic can play it on their phones, on their tablets, and in the future as well on their computers.
With Epic, the idea of being able to play digitally and play on an iPad or on, on my PC means that I can get a couple games in and continue to play the game and continue to explore all the intricacies without having to devote all the time to drive somewhere and go play a tournament, which is just not feasible for me at this point in my life. So I'm super excited to try that out. I hope I can get a chance to be on the beta. I think it'll be huge, not only for me personally, but I think for the game to kind of proliferate nationwide.
One of the things I'm most excited about the digital app is this will open up Epic to a much wider audience. The app will teach you how to play. There'll be a tutorial, and then playing those campaign missions, players will learn how the game works, how the resource system works, and how the play works, and they'll get to do it in a very safe and easy environment playing against the AI. And then once they're ready, they can jump in and play online versus their friends at first, and then challenging random people all over the world. And this is going to add greatly to the Epic community, and we're very excited about that.
I started working for Epic Digital as mainly with 2D images, but after working on that for a month, we've decided I can create artwork directly into the game engine. It's very exciting because it opens a new dimension for my artwork to be applied on. You create something that is in-game instead of creating things that other people will create them in-game. So it's super exciting.
It's pretty gorgeous, honestly. The artwork is amazing, and I think the animations seem to be great. They seem to flow pretty well, and the visuals are actually really nice.
I want to announce our top 8 players. In first place, John Titan. In second place, Jonathan Lewis. In third place, Jason Smith. In 4th place, Gabriel Costagami. In 5th place, Matt Sperling. In 6th place, Will Morgan. In 7th place, Benjamin Cosman. In 8th place, Jonah Acosta. Congratulations to all our competitors. Hard-fought games by everyone. Thank you very much, everybody.
My favorite part about Epic is that it's more about positioning than anything else, and that's unusual for a card game. Card games are usually more about things like card advantage, and that exists in Epic. But timing is just reigns supreme, and it's all about being able to set things up such that your opponent has to act when they don't want to allow you to expose themselves and allow you to make powerful plays. So there's very subtle back and forth that goes on, and a lot of spots where it's like just constant spots where it's like very, very difficult to identify like what the exact right play is, but these little edges over and over and over again. It's fun, it's intense, it's a good game.
Honestly, I'm going to be really simple about it. It's I just loved this final World Championship Day 1 because I love competition. And so sitting against people with something on the line, trying to win, that was great. That was great. That was my favorite part of it. The entirety of just sitting down, looking at each other, trying to decide if we're going to, play it slow, play it fast, the pacing of the game. Right there, that was where my favorite moment, my favorite part of the weekend was the main event.
I think we may have our Epic World Champion, and it's John Tatian is our Epic Card Game World Champion after, and if you'll allow me, epic match against Will Morgan.
Our grand champion, the winner of a large pile of money, and the title of the first Epic Card Game World Champion, it's John Tatian.
We wanted to host a World Championship for Epic because Epic has such amazing play depth. When a player first picks up Epic, they'll see the big splashy giant monsters and the super powerful events, and the first few times they'll play it, it's just kind of crazy, wild, super overpowered strategy card game, to the point where even some players, when they first try it, they don't think there's a ton of strategy there. It's fun, it's wacky, there's giant monsters, but that's when they first look at it, that's what they see. But the reality of Epic, it is by far the most skill-testing strategy card game out there. And the championship itself is what draws people's attention to look at it in that way and to discover all these things. So that is the purpose of the championship series, to give people reason to discover all these great ways to play Epic. And we have here for you an Epic trophy.
It's very epic. Yes. Thank you.
So congratulations, man.
Thanks.
And here is also an Epic check.